And I was like, that's the fucking name that you guys told me. I came into the band that the fucking Ram guy was named.
When I had my first proper apartment, after I finished like university and all that kind of stuff and started working, I did have a Ruination poster, in that.
Cool.
I know that predates you in the band, but
That's
question that I
awesome,
never really thought about. Do you know? Because again, I know that this was changed before you came on board, but the basically the cattle skull demon guy, that the mascot, if you will, did he ever have a name?
Yeah, actually, and it was funny because I brought this up with Jonny not too long ago. So there's all this stuff nowadays, like I remember when Meshuggah, I think it was maybe the EPI, or maybe it was Catch 33 or Nothing. I can't remember which one it was, but where it was just a big deal because it was programmed drums,
right?
Drum kit from hell, right? And I remember even the first Animals as Leaders record being not knowing forever that was all programmed drums. Well, I think it's pretty interesting technology, right? And it's helped so many people, right? I mean, including Job for a Cowboy on this record. Like, before we had Naveen locked down to do the drums for it, obviously we're like, you really need to kind of hear a song with drums to really know how it's going, like tempos and all this stuff. It's like you
can't add the drums as the very last instrument. That's impossible.
Exactly. So we were using Superior Drummer, and we had we were using like Matt Garska's stuff and Sean Reinhardt and all these kind of packs that were in there, which was great because you were like, oh, it's fucking Matt Garska drumming for JFOC. But it's an indispensable writing tool, and so. Right. The interesting thing is there hasn't really been anything like that for bass. There was this thing called Easy Bass, that the same company, Tune Track, came out with, but their sampling process was only like 2 notes that they would sample of somebody, actually playing the note 2 times, but that's not enough to get this little like teeter totter. It sounds fake, and I think they're working on it, getting it better. But anyway, so I got contacted while I was down recording Moon Healer with Sukov by this guy Ermin from this company called Submission Audio. My other engineer, Dave Otero, that I work with a lot too, with like Nuclear Power Trio and Cephalic Carnage, he had told me, he's like, dude, we should make a program like this, because we were kind of starting to create lines. Yeah. Be like, take this little biggity thing that I just did, and then a little chick it, right, and then a it, and like we were playing with it and like creating it, and then we made this weird thing. And I was like, that's awesome. All right, let me learn it and play it. And he was like, man, that'd be sweet if you like made like a library like that. So I've got a bit. It's called a virtual bass instrument, but like a signature virtual bass instrument coming out with Submission Audio. And so we wanted to. They had first hit me up about it, and they wanted to make it like 100% JFAC focused. They were like, it's Sun Eater bass. We want that Sun Eater tone. So whatever bass that you used on Sun Eater. We want to sample that bass and make a library for it. And so ended up getting him to be like, well, I have all these other bands, and I think it'd be a wider demographic to open it up to all of my different stuff. So it's gonna be called Shinz Bass. And but so we really wanted to have those elements of like, all right, what is Jason Sukov's like signal chain for my bass? And so we got that right. And so then it was like, okay, what in the user interface, how do you put, how do you tell it to put the JFAC tone on? And I was like, oh, we got to use the Ram's head, And so I remember texting Jonny and being like, hey, which one of the Ram's heads should I use, And I said, Josh. And he was like, who the fuck is Josh, And I was like, that's the fucking name that you guys told me. I came into the band that the fucking Ram guy was Josh. So he didn't remember that. And I don't know if it was just somebody fucking with me or something.
Right.
If it was, they were drunk or whatever, but I guess his name was Josh.
There you go. Josh.
So I have a little, a new version of Josh that I like created with, I'm getting into all the stable diffusion and all that kind of stuff. And so I was using some of that to try to make an advanced version, a newer version of him. Cause if you noticed, it was like, That was the very first one on Doom, and then
Oh,
there's,
yeah.
like the Genesis one, and then Runation, and then Demonocracy. It's now been like it's evolving into like it's on top of Lady Justice's head. And
Yeah,
then
exactly.
On Sun Eater, it's up and away, and then on Moon Healer, now it's gone.
Right.
And so that was kind of like the evolution of like evolving away from that ram's head. But
Right.
I wanted it broken on the floor of Moon Healer.
Okay.
So like, you know, the character at the
Like,
beginning, it's
clear
up here,
statement.
and then it's smashed at the bottom. But we ended up being like, it's not necessary.
Yeah. All right, cool, man. Well, that's exciting. I mean, obviously now, like, people are gonna watch this video, they're gonna want to see like hidden exclusive merch of Josh on, like, you know, not the main merch table, but like if you go to the washroom downstairs at the show that you're playing, there's this extra little merch table, Josh exclusive stuff.
Josh exclusive stuff.
Yeah. Awesome.
You are awesome for watching this video. Click right here to see more content like it and subscribe to the channel.